Great to be here, and great to be here with you all here in the virtual RPAG room classroom. I've never seen a room so nice and tidy as this one here, so it's definitely great to be here. So we have lots to learn, and hopefully at the end of this back to school series, we, the RPAG teachers, can say to our attendees the following words: the student has now become the teacher. So let's go ahead and dive into our information here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to the orientation. And let's go back a bit into our college days. So if we remember, right, we needed to get our supplies, our equipment, and of course, our main piece, which is our laptop. Now, if we were lucky enough, maybe we had an Apple, we were Apple fans, and we got ourselves a MacBook Pro. Now, would it make sense to use that MacBook Pro just for the Notes app? Absolutely not. That MacBook Pro has so much more capability, far more potential than just utilizing it for the Notes app. We're able to use it for Word, we can do Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, and of course we access hundreds and hundreds of apps through the App Store. Now, the same concept applies here to the RPAG Advisor Portal. There's so much that can be done there. If we're just simply utilizing it just to create a scorecard every single quarter, we're absolutely underutilizing the RPAG's potential. So that's where our goal today in this session, in this series, is to really dive into the portal, get to know some of the most commonly utilized tools, so that way you have them and you're able to access them anytime through the RPAG system. So let's take a look at those tools. We're going to go ahead and start here with Fund Lookup. So Fund Lookup is definitely a great tool. You can evaluate funds, you can view performance, browse and research investment funds from all different types of asset classes. And that can all be done utilizing the Fund Lookup tool. So let's take a look at this tool in real time. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll take a look at this on our screen. So if you notice here, we are in the RPAG Advisor Portal. You'll notice that we're here on the home screen. And let's go ahead and move this here. And if you notice, what we're going to do to access the Fund Lookup is select here on our quick link at the top right where it says Fund Lookup. Once we select this here, you'll see that our search bar has populated here. And we could search for specific funds, or if we have a series of funds, if we have those tickers or QSIPs, we can insert those here on the search box. So let's go ahead and put in that as our example, a ticker here that we're going to look into. You'll notice that on the screen, the system has pulled up that fund. We can get a snapshot view of what asset class it's in, the expense ratio, information ratio as well, and we can even see ESG rating on this fund. If we wanted to see previous quarters or how this fund has been performing, we can simply select on that score, and we can actually see those previous scores here on the screen. Now, if we select this fund here, and we scroll down and we click where it says selected report, we can now see different reports that can be ran for this specific fund. If we happen to hover over each of these icons, you'll notice that we'll be able to see a preview of what this specific report can do for us. So let's say in this example, we're interested in taking a look at a scorecard, and maybe we want to also take a look at the returns analysis. We can hit our download button here, and that's going to pretty much download for us in just a few moments. Now, once that's ready for us, we can definitely take a look at that document. But I did want to note here that you can also add multiple funds here in the search box. So if you wanted to just copy and paste them from an Excel file, you can absolutely do that. Or you could just list them out here by separating them with a comma. So that report is now ready to go. It's been downloaded. And if you notice, we can now see the scorecard here. I'll go ahead and zoom in and we can take a look. We have our scorecard here where we can see, this particular fund is performing well. It has received the point for every metric here on the scorecard here. And we can also see other quarters here as well. If we continue to scroll down, we also requested that we see the returns analysis. So that can be seen here on the screen as well. And of course, if we requested multiple different reports, those would all populate here as well. So definitely the Fund Lookup tool is going to be a great resource for you when you're doing fund analysis or fund research. Now, let's say you were interested in taking a look at funds in a specific asset class, but you weren't sure where to start. You can absolutely use this tool to kind of give you a list and filter down those options for you. So if you'll notice, we have our funnel icon here that we can click on. We'll select that. And let's say, as an example, we're interested in taking a look at funds from a specific record keeper. We can go down our list and you'll notice that they're all listed out here. And as an example, let's select Empower. And let's say we were interested in looking at their standard product. So we can select that. For the product, we can actually select from here standard. Let's say we're interested in looking at just funds that are actually large cap value funds. We can select that option here. Our strategy, we can select active. And you'll notice that there's all different types of filters in case we wanted to narrow this list down. So we don't have a giant list. Let's also put that we want to see funds that are scoring 10s only. Now, once we've selected our specific filters, we can hit search. The system's going to go ahead and search that criteria. And now we have our list here, 176 funds based off of that criteria that we selected. We can further see here, maybe we want to narrow it down. Maybe we want to see funds that are with a lower expense ratio. We can continue to do that through the filter by clicking on that funnel icon. If we wanted to change to a different asset class, we can absolutely do that from here as well. We can select large cap growth as an example, hit search, and here's our results as well. We can select our favorite funds that maybe we like from this list here, select a report, and we could generate a scorecard showing those specific results there. So definitely a great and powerful tool when it comes to the RPAG Advisor Portal. Let's go back into our presentation here and let's take a look at another tool and resource that we have available. And that's going to be our standalone reports. So standalone reports, what are the benefits here? Well, it definitely allows you to avoid going through the process of needing to create a fiduciary investment review. The process can be ran on the system. You can do it on clients or prospects as long as they're built out. You also have the ability to run historical reports. So if you're looking to see previous quarters or even previous years, that all can be done through the system here as well. An interesting fact is that many reports can go as far back as 10 or more years. So definitely let's take a look at that through the portal here as well. So let's see how we can actually access that through the portal. I'm going to share my screen. And if we're inside of our client, we're going to go ahead and use my sample client to actually take a look at this and how we can generate this standalone report. These reports are great. They're very time efficient. You don't need to actually create, that investment review if you were just interested in seeing maybe just like a style box or a total cost analysis. Simply running them through the system here will definitely help you with that. So let's go ahead and search for our client. These standalone reports are definitely great too as well. If you wanted to kind of create your own report, you can combine multiple pieces into one report. So here we have our sample client and we have that page that loaded for us. We can run these for any one of our plans that we have on the system. So let's say an example, we go into our sample plan. We're going to go into the plan details page here. And when that loads for us, we're going to go ahead and scroll towards the bottom and we can get that standalone report that we're needing. We're going to scroll down on this page here and you'll notice that we have our reports section here towards the bottom. To access this, we're going to click the scorecard option and you'll notice that we have this pop-up that appeared. Here we can select either if it's a scorecard that we're looking to generate here. We can also choose our different options here depending on what we want to show on our output. We can click this drop down here. And if we wanted to run just a total cost analysis, we can select that option. If we wanted to go back different quarters, we can do that through here and select that through our drop down list. Once that's ready to go, once we have selected what we want to see, we can export this either as an Excel document, we can do it as a PDF, or if we just want to instantly upload it to a client's briefcase, selecting the briefcase icon as well. So standalone reports, definitely a great feature to do. Let's go ahead and go back to our presentation here, and let's take a look at our next tool. So that's going to be our service plan. So the service plan, as you can see here, is customizable. So if you're looking to use specific colors, You want to put in your own description for your services, you can absolutely do that. It's a client deliverable that outlines services that are offered and records target month and actual date delivered. If you're on your RPAG homepage, you can always use the search box feature at the top right. And just typing in the word service plan will bring up your results and give you an in-depth video on how to create and get an explanation on what service plans and what services pertains to in the service plan. So we have a great video that's titled Build a Robust Service Plan that you can select. And that's definitely a great video to take a look at. If we were looking to kind of build this out on the system, let's take a look how that can be accomplished. So if we're here back on the RPAG homepage, we can go into our specific client. And here's our client page here. We can scroll down and we can go into our respective plan that we want to build up a service plan for. So let's go into our first plan here, which is a 401k. And you'll notice here is where you can find the service plan. So it's a timeline where you can see the whole years, what's going on throughout the whole year and what reports are being presented and when they're going to be delivered. And if we're looking to build a new one, we can click on the arrow icon. We can see the service plan for 2024. And here we can either copy the previous service plan or we can create one from scratch. So if we hit create service plan from scratch, we can actually build out the service plan to show exactly what services we want to illustrate here. So you'll notice to your left-hand side, we have all our different services here listed. It's just simply selecting what you want to show on the service plan, and that'll just automatically populate here to the right-hand side as well. If you have your own custom service that's not listed here that you would like to include, you can absolutely click where it says Add Service. You can type out that custom service plan, whatever service it is that you offer, and then add that into the service plan itself. You'll notice when you select a specific service, you can click on this edit icon, and there's additional options here that load up on the page. So an example for the investment review, if I'd actually like to title this something different, maybe I'd like to call it Fiduciary Investment Review, I can also rename it by typing that out right here. If I wanted to add any internal comments or any scheduling notes, we do have areas for that as well. And as you can see, if you wanted to customize the color output for each of the services, that's all done right here where it says service color. You just simply select that and you can choose whichever color you would like to show. If you're not too sure kind of where to start, we do have RPAG templates that are ready to go and readily available for you. So over here to the far left, you'll notice we have RPAG templates. And based off of your plan asset size, you can actually select which template you want to go with. In this case, we selected 2 to 5 million. We can hit confirm. And what's going to happen is the system's going to automatically insert those services that are typical for a plan of that size. So these have been carefully crafted by our in-house advisors and also with our team as far as what are the appropriate services to illustrate inside of the service plan. So once that's completed, you can always kind of take a look at what this output looks like. If you click on the service plan, once it's saved, it'll show your timeline here, and you can actually see an export of the specific service plan by clicking on this PDF icon, and then that'll automatically populate for you as well. So that's going to be our service plan, which is definitely a great resource as well. So let's jump back to our presentation here and let's dive into our next tool, which is the fiduciary briefcase. So this is an online portal that serves as your private fiduciary file, one that gives you and your clients 24/7 access to plan information, meeting summaries, compliance documents, newsletters, memos, and just so much more. So you can definitely upload some great content here onto the fiduciary briefcase. And if you notice here, giving access to auditors is a simple solution as well. And let's take a look at that in real time as well on the RPAG portal. So if we go back to our client here, you'll notice that we're on the home page of our sample client. And to access the fiduciary briefcase, that's going to be found right up here at the top right. So we have our button that we can select here, fiduciary briefcase, our drop-down arrow. And there's three options for us to choose here. So the first option is going to be where we can actually upload documents to the briefcase. Think of this as the advisor's view. So let's go ahead and go in there. And if you're looking to upload any documents, if you want to rearrange any documents, get rid of any documents, preview any documents, all from the advisor's perspective, that's all done through here. Uploading documents is very simple. You'll notice that we have our different options here at the top left. If we were to select upload documents, we'll get our pop-up window that appears. From here, we can simply drag whatever document we're looking to upload to the briefcase, or we can click within that box. You'll notice that our file explorer will automatically pop up, and then we can select whatever file it is that we want to include in here. Once that file is added, we can simply select if we want to apply that document to all of our clients, or if we have a specific client that we're looking to upload it to, we can do that as well, and then select upload file. So definitely a great and simple way to upload documents to the briefcase. The second option that you'll notice is going to be View Fiduciary Briefcase. And this is going to be the plan sponsor's point of view. So if we go in there, we can actually see what the briefcase looks like from their perspective. So if you notice on your screen, we have our advisor information here listed to the top left. We have our quick links that we can select here. So if we wanted to automatically go straight to the service plan, we can do so. We can go to the My Plan, the actual briefcase itself, and as well as helpful links. So if we scroll here, if you have your client logo, that'll appear here as well. If you wanted to put a customized banner, maybe you want to put a message whenever your plan sponsor goes in to see this, you can actually show that through here as well. The service plan, it will show a snapshot view of it for the whole year. If they have multiple plans, you'll see those listed out right here on this section of the briefcase. And then, of course, here towards the bottom, we have helpful links in case they wanted to access any information. You'll see that there's links for the Department of Labor, or if they're interested in going into the IRS site, that's also here, as well as FINRA. So definitely a nice, clean, concise area to access the briefcase. And this is also customizable too. So if you have a specific color tone that you work with at your firm, you can apply that here, and that'll apply here through the banners and so forth. So definitely a great spot. The last option in the drop down here for the briefcase is going to be fiduciary briefcase settings. So if we were to select that, we can customize what exactly we want to show on the briefcase for the plan sponsor. So maybe the service plan isn't fully built out. We're not interested in showing them that just yet. We can unselect that option. Here is where we can actually add that customization of that banner, maybe the message text that we want to show on the screen. And then this is definitely a great feature that we've added in the few months, which is the fiduciary briefcase send notifications. So with this enabled, what's going to happen is anytime that you actually upload to the briefcase, it's going to automatically send that notification to them, letting them know that there's a document that has been added. Now, a question that we get often is how do we, let's say we have the briefcase as part of our subscription. And if you don't have it part of your subscription, please let us know, reach out to our support team, and we can absolutely get you pricing for that. But if you have the briefcase already as part of your membership, you'll notice that here in the contact section, this is actually where you go to actually add a fiduciary briefcase user. It's as simple as just filling in the blanks here, selecting what type of contact they are, and then selecting this box that says access to the briefcase. Once we've completed those steps and we hit save, a registration email will be sent out to that specific individual where they can just click on a link and actually log into the fiduciary briefcase. So definitely an amazing resource. If you don't have it yet, we highly recommend that you do get it because it's just a great piece to have as part of your arsenal. So let's go ahead and move on to our next tool, and that's going to be our sample RPAG reports. So if you've ever wanted to preview what a particular RPAG report looks like without having to create it start to finish right on the system, these are already laid out. They're ready for you. If you're looking to access these, all you have to do is go into our resource center, and you'll notice that we have a category that's listed that's called sample RPAG reports. So these are readily available. We're always uploading updated versions of these. And you'll notice that because they'll be flagged with a new sticker on there as well. Automated meeting minutes. So proper documentation is a must for plan fiduciaries. Our automated meeting minutes will make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. This is a game changer. So honestly, instead of spending 45 minutes or more, right, to create a meeting minutes, those executive summaries, using archaic ways of doing this, you can now do it within 5 minutes. You can tie this to an RPAG report, such as a fiduciary briefcase or even a provider analysis report, and it's absolutely going to help save you time. We do have a helpful guide that's also found in the Resource Center. So if you go there and you select servicing your clients as your category, you'll see a PowerPoint presentation that's titled How to Write Automated Meeting Minutes. And so that's going to be really helpful for you to take a look at as well. Great resource. The next tool that we're going to take a look at here is going to be the My Fund menu. So for those that have wanted to create, maybe they have a list of favorite funds and they'd like to actually have that saved and retain that in the RPAG portal, you can absolutely do that by utilizing the My Fund menu option. So this will allow to create a preferred fund list. You can also select this as a mapping strategy for considerations when you're doing the fiduciary investment review. And then you can also select it as an option when you're doing a fund mapping. So let's say you have your current plan on the left-hand side and you'd like to choose or select this preferred fund list. You can have that set up as your target side and do a side-by-side comparison. So how can we access this, or how can we actually create one of these? Let's take a look at that using the portal. So we're back here in our sample client. What we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to click the menu button at the top left. And you'll notice all our different tools and resources automatically populated here for us. If we're looking at the scorecard system section here, you'll notice where we can find My Fund menu. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on that. And if you have previous fund menus, you can add as many as you'd like. In this example, you can see we have 184 fund menus. Of course, you probably don't need that many, but if you have maybe one or two or as many as you like, you can add those in. We have seen advisors do a fund menu for specific record keepers that they like to keep on hand. Or maybe you want to create a fund menu that has specific CITs that you like to use, or maybe a fund menu with specific target date funds. You can also do that within the system as well. So let's see how we can actually add a fund menu to the system. We'll click on this plus icon here at the top. We got our pop-up window, and let's say we're looking to create a fund menu with Transamerica. We're going to go into the search box right below, and we can type in the funds that we actually are looking to add into the system. So let's go ahead and put in just some random tickers here, and I'll go ahead and list out 2 here. So the system is going to search for those funds. Here they are. We can select those 2 funds. And now we're going to click right down here where it says select 2 to actually add it to this specific fund menu. So once we've done that, you'll notice that the system captured those. It says selected 2 funds. If we wanted to add in more, we can absolutely do that by typing in right here. Or if we need some ideas, we can follow that same funnel process and take a look at other funds as well. Otherwise, all we need to do is hit save. And here is our Transamerica fund menu. We got our success message. We can see from here those 2 funds. If we were to click on a specific fund, we can even run quick reports just from this screen right here. So if I needed to see an asset class review for this fund, I can simply select it right from here. If I wanted to see previous quarters on the specific fund, I can also see it from here as well. To make any adjustments or changes, if we wanted to trash this specific fund, we no longer want it in the part of this fund menu. We just hit the trash can icon and that'll get rid of that as well. Adding additional funds is as simple as just clicking this plus icon here, or if you're already on the home menu for the My Fund menu, you could just click on this pencil icon and make those changes as well. If you wanted to duplicate fund menus, you can select this paper icon. It's going to make a copy of this specific fund menu that you have. And maybe you have one that you want to tweak a little bit, the other one you want to keep as is. you can do that on the system here as well. So definitely a powerful tool and definitely one that's great to use anytime. All right, so our next item that we're going to take a look at here is going to be CRM integration. So this is definitely a very, very powerful and useful tool to have and have integrated within the system, your CRM system, and also the RPAG Advisor Portal. So what are the benefits here of CRM integration? So obviously enhanced data accuracy. This is going to ensure that the client data is consistent and it's up to date across all systems. Our next point is improved efficiency. So automation of data, right? It saves time. It reduces errors on all platforms. Better client insights, right? Integrating CRM with analytic tools provides a deeper understanding, right, of the customer behavior. And then lastly, seamless communication, right? So your sales, your marketing, your support teams, they can all access shared information for more effective collaboration. So some important notes here, RPAG offers this integration feature at no additional cost. We work with most CRM systems, so such as Salesforce, Redtail, HubSpot, and many more. So to get this set up, it's a simple process. All you have to do is just simply send us an email to support@rpag.com, and we can get that process started. So very simple and powerful tool to utilize and integrate within RPAG as well. The notes feature, so this is one that kind of gets overlooked pretty often. This is available on the client level and also on the plan level. So any new discussion topics, you can store and export notes here using this feature. We also even have a pin feature where you can put important notes and have them listed straight at the top. So this is going to be a great tool as well. I'll go ahead and show you too how you can actually access this through the RPAG system. So if we go into our client here, you'll notice that it's available here at the top right. We have our notes icon here that we can click on, and it's going to automatically populate if you have any existing notes. To add one, you just hit that add a new note and fill in the areas here. If you were to go into your plan, you also have the same setup there. You'll see that there's a notes there, and you can add in notes at a plan level as well. So definitely a great feature there. Let's take a look at our next tool and resource here. So that's going to be our RPAG cybersecurity report. So this is amazing. We launched this actually a few months back. And what's available here on this report is all various record keepers. Of course, all the major ones are already there. It's 150 data points. It's all of the Department of Labor's recommendations and additional probing questions. You can run these for a specific record keeper, or if you're looking to do kind of like a side-by-side comparison, you can run this cybersecurity report for various record keepers as well. So the way to do that, if you're doing a side-by-side comparison, is to do it through the provider analysis report. Otherwise, you can run it for an individual record keeper, and I can actually show you how to access that through the RPAG portal. So we're back here with our sample client, and let's go ahead and go to the home screen so you can kind of see the flow from the start. So here's our sample client. We're going to scroll down towards our plans, and you can actually go into any client. It doesn't matter which one you choose, and you can go into any plan. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Once we scroll down, you'll notice that at the very bottom, we have our reports section. And to the far right, we have our fiduciary documentation. Within this area, you'll find cybersecurity report. We can select that. We have our pop-up window. And from the list here, we have all the different record keepers available for you. You just select that record keeper, select the platform, and then you just hit this Adobe icon here to export that. You can also pull in if you have a specific report theme that you like to use, just select that from here, or you can always go with the classic RPAG theme. So just doing those simple steps right there will automatically get you that cybersecurity report that is very helpful. And that was pretty much it. We made it. We made it to the end. That was a lot of great information. Hopefully everybody was able to kind of take some nuggets from this and really put it to use. We always recommend everybody to really work diligently to really utilize the system to its full capacity. You already have it, so it just makes sense to use it as much as you can. And of course, anything that you're unfamiliar with, always reach out to your support team. We're happy to assist with any questions that you have along the way. And we're always a great resource too. You can reach out to us by phone, or if you want to shoot us an email, we're always happy to help that way as well.